to keep it going, and willingness to try. If you can try the idea, and that's the thing, you know, again, being an engineer, like, I have developed this attachment to my ideas in the sense of I believe what my idea is cool and worth trying, but also willingness to let it go if it doesn't work. And like quickly, like, oh, that didn't work, fine, no problem. Not getting that feeling of like, but this was my idea and if nobody else liked it or whatever, it's like you can't because you'll get in the way of the record.
But to me, that's the creative process, right? Like the creative process is like, I think personally, like it's getting, like what it really is being able, like when you've achieved mastery, I feel like it's being able to translate what you hear in your head into the physical, into the tangible product, right?
Yeah.
But the other part of it, and this is where the magic enters, is when you leave the space for God to enter, or through other people in collaboration, so it becomes better than the way you thought.
Yep.
And I feel like that's the space I always operate from. It's like, this shit can be better than even what I imagined. Like I can hear where it goes, and it might be fire in my mind, but always leave the space for other people to enhance and for God to enter the work. Because like real talk, like that's the next level. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And you leave that space for somebody, like, ideas are not always, they don't always serve the purpose of coming to fruition exactly as they were thought of. Mm-hmm. An idea might serve the purpose of leading to another idea.
Yep.
That was its purpose. It's like a fucking sacrifice fly in baseball. Like, you might have an idea, oh, let's try this. And then immediately somebody else says, oh, that would be cool, but what if we try this? But they don't have that thought if you didn't have your thought.
Yeah.
So just because your thought wasn't the thing that won the day, doesn't mean that your shit was not valuable. It just means that you have to be okay with your idea being overtaken or being contributing in a way that not necessarily shows in terms of you can take credit for it. But that's what I say. If you give away, that's why, like, if you give away that credit, that's another thing in the Dilla book. I didn't realize that, like, Tribe, they never credited. Well, Tribe Called Quest never credited any individual member for production. And then when Q-Tip created, I guess, the Uma, I don't really know a lot about like that history. I knew what it was, but like they would never credit individually who produced anything because it was the collective that produced it. Now they would make sure the paperwork was right, whatever, but Tribe Called Quest produced all their records.
Yeah.
And so it never would, because they understood that, I think the idea was to understand the value that everybody who contributes to the space is making a contribution to the record. And even if your kick drum doesn't go in there or something that you can write on paper, I contributed this tangible thing, your energy in the space got us to that place. You know what I'm saying? So I think that if you can accept that,
that's a bar. That's a bar, B. That's a bar.